Recent horrors. Guess who? One of the most fun slasher premises in years gets thrown face first into a dumpster fire. This Tubi original features the noticeably higher production values of an independent film distributed under that branding. The only distinct flaw of the first half is the director clearly doesn't know how to shoot a jump scare. But this fun mystery slasher turns into a particularly sloppy kidnapping melodrama halfway through. All Hallows Eve trickster. Embedded within the utterly pointless titular wraparound. Several shorts of consistently declining quality. The first two worthy of expansion into features while the rest have their moments. Even the last one, which is frankly unwatchable, opens with a song performance that is the collection highlight. But everything feels jumbled and unfinished due to the shoehorn structure. Madam Web is not a superhero movie, it's a horror film. It deliberately inverts the tired superhero movie structure with a challenging sci-fi narrative visually depicting omniscience. And has some really fun horror set pieces, more in the vein of The Terminator and Nicolas Cage's Next. History of Evil. A Shining-esque haunted house in a dystopian totalitarian future is the setting for a brooding meditative talkie on how racism and ideological fealty can corrupt a good man's mind. Which is all well and good, but its slow burn pace, sloppy finale, and only surface-level depth of study make this feel like a lost opportunity. The Pumpkin Man. An oddly systemic ripoff of Pumpkinhead, practically a low-budget remake, which is interesting in itself. But this spares us Lance Henriksen's heart-wrenching sobbing over his dead son at least. Filled instead with autumn vibes all the way. Barbara Dessa's performance is easily the film's highlight, and the almost Freddy's Revenge-esque nightmare elements make for an interesting take. Stop motion. Oh, okay. How scathing should I be? I'm not the kind of zombie that just declares, "It's shit." But its slow, depressing descent into the harmful cliché of the tortured artist whose self-hatred over her lack of achievement leading to destruction is quite frankly pernicious. And the Nolan-esque sound design is a nightmare to sit through. Earworm. A challenging slow-burn psychological body horror in the period style of a 70s thriller. It's quite fascinating and will become a cult favorite for fans of early Cronenberg and classic films like Marathon Man, but modern audiences may be less appreciative. Camp Pleasant Lake. This filmmaker makes some really strange choices. Gorehounds at a murder-themed camp unaware there's a real killer among them is a really fun premise that goes nowhere despite its endless bland repetition. Genre favorites Wishmaster Andrew Divoff, the nun Bonnie Aarons, and Robert Losardo's very creepy cult members and horror goddess Stephanie Pin are the distinct highlights.